So before I get into this video, I'm gonna say that all these legends can be an S tier, A tier, B tier. They can all be changed depending on the person and like what situation you're in. But this is my opinion. This is what I like, what I think whenever I go against these characters or whenever I use these characters. This is my tier list. This is my opinion. So please don't get mad. I know people are gonna get really mad with where I place Wraith, but I will explain why. Also, this isn't in order in the tiers. They're not in order. They're just placed in the tier and what tier I believe they are in my own opinion. I'm gonna go from Watson all the way to Caustic and S tier. I'm just gonna go in order as I believe. So first I have Watson in B tier. I don't believe any of these characters are not viable or really bad, but I will say Watson is probably one of the worst uh characters to get into engagements with. She's really good for fighting in buildings though, if you know how to pre-place her stuff, because in the middle of a fight, say you're in the open, or even if you have a little bit of cover, like you have to be really smart with Watson to really use her effectively with her tactical. But if you can't, she's just not that great of a character. Next is Crypto. If you get really good with Crypto, he's a really good character to just like get immediate information to go and try to engage a fight. But in the middle of a fight, he like doesn't really have much other than his gun skill. But if you do know how to use him right, he has amazing util. He can instantly get banners, instantly res. He's a really good util character, but he's not the best for fighting. Next is Wraith. Wraith, people are gonna be really mad that I put her this low. Honestly, she can, depending on the person, she can be A tier, S tier, anything. But personally, I don't believe she is really too good in the fight or just in general. Her tactical ability takes way too long to pop, even for her kind of character. Like, you have to preemptively understand what you're getting yourself into and what you're doing with Wraith. You have to be extremely smart with her, in my own opinion. She went from a really brain dead character to a really IQ based character, and to learn how to use her, you really have to play around your team with the race. She's not good by herself. She's a decent entry character, but not super good. But yeah, she's more of a team player than like a solo player now. Valk, she's extremely good. She has decent intel whenever you use her ult and go into the sky, or after you hit a balloon. Um, the only reason I put her down here is it's kind of bad whenever you're flying and you get out and you can't pull out your gun in the middle of there. I mean, there is a little glitch you can do to pull out your gun in the middle of the air, but if you're just not using that, it's kind of gonna mess you up a little bit if you fly in the middle of a fight. But to get out of fights and to reposition it, she's amazing. She's really good at doing that. Every time I go against a Valk, they just fly away, reposition on high ground. It's really annoying. She's really good. Next is Rampart. Honestly, I would want to put her in A tier because of her new buff, but I didn't do that because of how long it takes to really shoot it. You kind of have to like start to fire it before you get into the fight a little bit, or you start to charge it up before you get into a fight. And her walls are amazing. Her walls, if you know how to use them right, they're beautiful to use. They're really helpful for the team, and it's just her character kit is just really good and really balanced in my opinion. The only problem I have with her is it takes a little time to set up the wall, and it gets broken really fast if it's not set up right, or if it's not set up at all. Loba, in my opinion, she's a really good character to start off with, or if you're kind of ratting a little bit, and you can just pop her ult and then get some loot real quick for your team. If you just res your team has no ammo, you pop your ult, and there's some boxes around, boom, loot for your teammates, easy. And then she can dip out with her tactical. She's pretty decent. She can get away, but the only thing I have a problem with is after you go out of her ult or her tactical, you do the little Wakanda sign, and it's kind of annoying, and it kind of fucks you up a little bit in a fight. Next is Revenant. I was really debating between A tier and B tier, but I will say his abilities are good if you play with your team. If you are playing by yourself, he's basically useless and you're kind of free, especially if you use your ult because of this new stun after you get killed in your ult. He's not like the greatest by himself or to engage fights, but if you play around your team really well, he's a really good character, and he's really annoying to deal with, especially if you have an Octane on your team. Fuse B tier, I feel like people can understand that. His knuckle clusters are really good now, especially after the buff. It's really good for clearing out doors or little areas, trying to finish people off that you got really weak. Ring of Fire is pretty good for keeping people in. You kind of use it like a horizontal. If you do have a horizontal, you can use that with the fuse and throw some grenades in there. Easy team wipe or easy like entry kills. Next is Mirage. Mirage, I feel like in the middle of a fight is really good. His ult cooldown is super low. Every time you engage a fight, you can basically get his ult, and it really messes up your team, not your team, but your enemy's point of view and where they're aiming at, if you use it smart anyway. You can't just pop it in a certain area because sometimes they'll just know immediately which one is you. But I will say I would put him in S tier, but he's only an A tier because a good player usually will know if it's fake or not, depending on the movement of the decoy. But against the average player, you'll probably get a lot of bamboozles. Next is Pathfinder. He's an amazing character. He's an amazing movement character. You can get to certain places. Honestly, I believe he's just like a little better than Horizon. But I do say Horizon's just better because of her tactical or her passive as well. And like, but they're really close in my opinion. Path is an amazing character. You can use his abilities and mess up your enemy completely if you know how to use his grapple properly. And yeah, he's just a really solid character to get into when you start the game. Lifeline? He did get her shield removed, but just being able to revive teammates without being just sitting there is amazing. Uh, you can heal with her bot if you're behind cover and like you just res your teammates. She's really good. Like just getting your teammates back into the fight. It's just a really good character. Her ultimate though, it's really bad. It's not good, but I'm sure they can make some changes to make her a little better. But she still will be an A tier in my opinion. Seer, when he first came out, he was way better than Bloodhound in my opinion. Way better. Uh, Even when people said the Flash wasn't really like that, the Flash will just disoriented you. Like, and if in a fight, a split second will turn a fight completely, and that Flash really helped. But he did get nerfed, and it's really hard to use his abilities in the middle of a fight other than his ult. But he is a very solid character for people to get good in or to use in the beginning when they just start playing. Horizon, honestly, I believe Horizon is probably the second best character to get used to or to get if you just start the game and you want to be really aggressive and improve at the game. She's an amazing character. First, I'd say Octane and then Horizon. Her gravity lift helps you get into different positions if in reposition, or it just lets you get high ground on people, and it's a little hard to hit her. It's definitely easier than before she got nerfed, but it's still really hard to hit her. And she is a amazing character. All of her abilities are S tier. All of her abilities are amazing. They're all really useful. She doesn't have a single thing that's just not useful in a fight. Next is Bangalore. She's a like probably in my opinion the most balanced character in the game. There's not really a lot of things to Bangalore that you can do to make her like better. There is a couple things with her smoke where you can like really just see through even though it is smoked. But as if they fix that, it's like it's done. Like, Bangalore is a really good character. She's really well rounded, and yeah, that's just like she's an amazing character. Just here, boom. Next is S tier. Gibraltar. I feel like everybody should know that Gibraltar is an S tier character. Pop your bubble, free cover, and it's faster res. And get your teammates back into the fight faster. Um, its ult is amazing. It helps clear areas that you need to clear. It helps kill people that you really needed to finish that's hiding behind cover. He's just a really amazing character. He has fortified. He doesn't get slowed by bullets. He takes less damage. He's just like there's no way that he can just be bad. He's just an amazing character, and he deserves to be in S tier. Also, his gun shield. His gun shield's amazing. He basically has another 50 HP. Especially with if like they're a decent player and they're aiming correct, they'll be aiming upper body, and the only damage they'll really get is in the head if they hit the headshot, and that's like maybe one if they're not a cheater. But yeah, he's an amazing character, solid. Bloodhound. Bloodhound's amazing. He has a scan. He can run faster, and then his ult also lowers the cooldown of his tactical. Amazing character. I really don't have much to say about him. You know where people are if they've been there in the past minute. Don't like what else is there to say? Octane too. Run faster in the middle of a fight. It's really hard to track people in this game if they are really fast, especially with shotguns and stuff. It's an amazing character. You can help your whole team get into a fight quickly, and it helps your whole team get out of a fight quickly. S tier character. Now, Caustic. Caustic is amazing. People like he is the character that Watson really wanted to be, in my opinion. Is gas is by far the most annoying thing to deal with in this game. His ult is the most annoying thing. He is the most annoying character in the game to me. You push him if he's set up in a house and you push him, you're probably gonna lose if they're a good player. If they know how to aim. Even bad players can use caustic and win in-house fights. And when you're not in a house, you can just if you know how to properly throw your tactical, it's so easy to use him and he's so good. And I refuse to use him like that because of that because he's so annoying to me. But just get him. He has to be one of the first couple that you get, in my opinion, if you just really want to try that hard. But other than that, this is my opinion. All of these characters can change in between the tiers. But I hope you enjoyed. I'll be posting this on TikTok. I'll also be doing this in shorts. So yeah, like, subscribe, share with your friends. I really want to get my views back, man. And yeah.